Recently, some shocking photos and videos from the famous Diddy parties have been making the rounds in the media. For years, Diddy's parties were notorious.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but
yeah.
Rock with me, but just check it out. You need a lot of heat. A lot of heat. Yeah.
Heat? You mean that physically the place has to be hot?
You don't have no air conditioning.
No air conditioning?
No.
Why is that?
Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, like, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
Now, many people are taking a closer look at the footage and seeing which celebrities he partied with. And you won't believe some of the people that have attended his lavish parties over the years.
They won't even give me a permit for the parties, man. They don't want me to throw the parties no more. But we ain't gonna stop. We gonna keep on having fun, bringing people together from all walks of life. You're gonna hear about my party. They're gonna be shutting them down. They're gonna probably be arresting me, doing all types of crazy things just because we wanna have a good time. You know, whenever you bring up a different element into people's environment, things that broaden people's horizon, people get intimidated. There's a lot of people out there that feel intimidated by it. It ain't nothing but break it down racial barriers, break it down generation barriers. People from all walks of life. Ron Perlman talking to Jay-Z, Jay-Z talking to, you know what I'm saying? It just goes on and on, you know, it's just like people from all walks of life connecting and getting together. It doesn't make me feel any way special, it doesn't make me feel like a bigger person, it just makes me feel like I know how to throw a ball.
For those unfamiliar, Diddy was recently arrested on racketeering and trafficking charges and is currently behind bars in New York.
All right, we are getting some breaking news right now. ABC News has just confirmed that Sean Diddy Combs was arrested tonight in New York City. Sources say federal agents with Homeland Security investigations took him into custody. The charges are unclear at this time. Combs' attorney telling CNN that we are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office. We, of course, are trying to gather more information. There's a lot more to come out of this story, and as soon as we get it, we'll turn it over to you.
Diddy also has a long list of accusers who say that he harmed them in many ways, including SA and DV.
You should always advocate for yourself and be a voice for yourself. You should never let what somebody else did ruin or run your life.
A 38-year-old mother from Alabama who has filed a lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs and Jay-Z of raping her when she was 13 years old is speaking out to NBC News for the first time. She asked us not to reveal her identity.
What made you want to come forward and talk today?
Because I think that I've been quiet long enough about what I've been through, and it's been hard enough to be quiet. But it's a chapter of my life that I'd like to close.
An NBC News review of her account found inconsistencies with her allegations. She says that she went to the MTV Video Music Awards in 2000 to catch a glimpse of her favorite celebrities.
You weren't scared to be all alone?
No, with having autism is like feeling like you live your life in a shatterproof drywall ball. The world's on fire. The fire is inside the ball with you, but there's no way for you to get out.
In addition to having autism, the woman says she suffered a head injury. The night of the 2000s VMAs, she says a friend drove her from Rochester, New York to Manhattan, a more than 5-hour drive. Her attorney provided NBC News with the name of the friend who has since died. The woman says she spoke to Combs' limo driver, who offered her a ride to an after party.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver, who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
There have also been rumors about Diddy's freak-off parties and the sort of unsavory activities and misconduct that took place there. This is what Diddy called his events, where people used illegal substances and engaged in adult activities, with some people allegedly being forced or coerced into participating. Some of these freak-offs were allegedly events of their own, while others took place after his normal parties. As far as which celebrities could have their careers ended if more concerning Diddy party footage was released, the list is long. However, it's important to mention that simply attending a regular Diddy party doesn't mean that a celebrity had any any sort of involvement with his freak-off parties or that they did anything wrong. One celebrity who was frequently seen partying with Diddy was Jay-Z. The pair had a long relationship that spanned multiple decades, and they were often pictured spending time together. In addition to attending Diddy parties with his wife, Beyoncé, the married couple even released new music at his events. Jay-Z and Diddy also collaborated on songs, performed together, and even made a $1 million joint donation to the American Red Cross after the devastating Hurricane Katrina. However, there are also some potentially concerning connections between the two. Recently, Jay-Z made headlines for an alarming allegation made against him and Diddy that's truly shocking. According to an accuser, both Jay-Z and Diddy essayed her in 2000 at an after-party following the MTV Video Music Awards. Jay-Z and his team have since denied the allegations, and in his statement, the rapper said that the allegations were idiotic. Another person who frequently attended the Diddy parties is Jennifer Lopez. In fact, she even dated Diddy from 1999 to 2001. As a result, she was no stranger to the parties, and was even pictured lying in a bed with Diddy and other individuals during a party back in 2000. However, these other individuals weren't just random party attendees. The other people in the bed with the pair were the late music superstar Aaliyah, record executives Damon Dash and Andre Harrell, and model Natane Adcock. In addition to that, J-Lo's ex-husband, Ojani Noah, also claims that she had attended the infamous freak-off parties. Not only that, but he also partially blamed Diddy for his divorce from J-Lo, which occurred less than a year after they got married. Another strange connection between J-Lo and Diddy's parties is that a model who attended a freak-off party in 2000 claimed that Diddy played a J-Lo music video on repeat during the event. Another person who often partied with Diddy was actor Ashton Kutcher.
Go ahead. No, it's okay.
Diddy party stories, they're our favorite genre of anecdote. If you have one, yeah.
Wow, okay, I've got a lot I can't tell. Can't tell that one either. I mean, I'm like actually cycling through them. There was one moment, so it's not really a party story, but our relationship was really bizarre. So it started over punked, because he was like, yo,
don't punk
you
me.
can't punk me. And I was like, I don't want to tell you, everybody's on the table. He's like, not me, I'm off the table. And so that started our conversation. We became fast friends, and we used to just hang out, watch football together.
He was a close friend of Diddy and actually co-hosted a 2009 party at Diddy's home. The pair developed a friendship in the early 2000s, and it began due to Ashton's Punk'd TV show, and how Diddy said that Ashton wouldn't be able to punk him. Their friendship blossomed, and soon the two would often hang out, go for runs, and watch football together.
Ashton Kutcher and him they were real tight. One time, me, him, Ashton Kutcher went to a Nets game, and we met Jay-Z there. You know what I'm saying? So they were close, they was cool.
But you think Diddy would do something like that, allow other celebrities?
Well, why would it have to be a lie? Because if he get caught in, he gonna be as truthful as possible. You understand? He's gonna give them enough information, whereas that it's gonna make him look like the choir boy. So, Ashton Kutcher, he has a right to be kind of alarmed if he was doing things with Diddy. Remember they used to have that group called the what do you call it? The Brat Pack, with Diddy, him, and a couple other guys was hanging out. Leonardo, one other guy too, I forgot the other guy's name. So, they all might be worried.
Ashton also made some comments about Diddy that may have been relatively innocent at the time, but certainly haven't aged well. During an interview in 2018, he said that if you're a single man, Diddy is likely the best person in the world to be friends with. He also added that the pair had a lot of fun together. However, that wasn't the only time he looked back on his time partying with Diddy. During his 2019 appearance on the YouTube interview show Hot Ones, Ashton was asked about stories from Diddy parties, and after cycling through some of them in his head, he admitted that he had plenty of them that he simply couldn't share. Another Diddy party guest that you may know is Leonardo DiCaprio. Leo attended Diddy's parties on a few occasions in the 2000s and was even pictured smoking and drinking with Diddy at one of the events. Diddy once even said in a 2017 interview that Leo was the #1 person on his party invitation list. However, with the news about Diddy going public, Leo has tried to distance himself from the situation. A source close to him said that he hasn't been in contact with Diddy for years and never attended any of the freak-offs that Diddy hosted. The source also added that Leo has nothing to do with this, and that while he attended a few of Diddy's lavish parties over the years, so did a ton of other celebrities. Some of the other notable stars who have also attended Diddy parties include Mariah Carey, the Kardashians, Usher, Justin Bieber, and Paris Hilton.
To New York City.
and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. It was,
So nobody
it was
tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I ain't
and
say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans,
And your
Jodeci,
parents were
Mary J.
okay?
Blige. They didn't know nothing about this.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 in the morning with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than them.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem.
Yeah.
I had like,
What
like
a
a living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
See?
Of course, there's also the infamous invitation video from ahead of Diddy's 29th birthday party. If you're unfamiliar, this was an invitation video sent to people invited to his party, in which a collection of huge stars spoke about Diddy and his upcoming event. And when I say huge stars, I truly mean it. Some of the people in the video include Oprah, Chris Rock, Will Smith, Mariah Carey, Ben Stiller, Joan Rivers, Derek Jeter, Ellen DeGeneres, and even Donald Trump. While this likely seemed like friends and peers supporting Diddy, it has taken on a darker meaning now that we know what Diddy has allegedly done. But as I mentioned earlier, simply attending a Diddy party doesn't mean they had any part in any of the previously mentioned freak-off parties that allegedly took place. There's no doubt that many people innocently attended his parties and did nothing wrong or unsavory. However, if footage of them being at one of these concerning freak-off events ever surfaced, whether they participated or were just there as a bystander, it would look horrible for them and could ruin their careers. But despite many celebrities partying it up with Diddy over the years, some are on the opposite side of things as well. In fact, there are a few outspoken celebrities who have publicly spoken out against Diddy, and many who have been against him for years. One such name is rapper 50 Cent. He has been involved in a feud with Diddy for well over a decade, and he frequently posts jabs and memes about him on social media. 50 Cent has also said that he was uncomfortable with the types of parties that Diddy would throw, and didn't vibe with the freaky stuff that allegedly took place there. As a result, he said that he stayed completely away from that stuff, as it wasn't his style. In addition to speaking about the situation publicly, 50 Cent is now taking things a step further. He's currently developing a documentary miniseries with Netflix about the allegations surrounding Diddy. Comedian Cat Williams also spoke publicly about Diddy, and has been one of his biggest critics recently. On a podcast episode in early 2024, he urged listeners to avoid ever going to a Diddy party, and even predicted that Diddy would find himself in a lot of trouble for his lies and actions in 2024. Another star who made his stance on Diddy quite clear was Ice Cube. The rapper and actor went public soon after Diddy's arrests, saying that he's never been to a Diddy party and that fans don't have to worry about him on the tapes. Several other stars like Wendy Williams, Aubrey O'Day, Mace, Kid Cudi, and Cassie have also talked about their issues with Diddy over the years. But what do you guys think about all this? What do you think about all these celebrities who have partied with Diddy over the years? Do you think that they're all innocent and were simply at his parties to have a good time with their peers? Or do you think that some of them participated in or witnessed the alleged misconduct that occurred at some of these events? Let me know what you think in a comment below.